Welcome students, I am Simanchal Panda. Today going to start the class for surface and interfacial tension. Last class we studied about surface tension, interfacial tension, its application, its effect, derivation of free energy. Today we will discuss about pressure difference across the curved interface. Last class we studied about the derivation of free energy from a rectangular wire. Young-Laplace equation is pressure difference between the inside and outside of a curved surface that forms the boundary between a gas region and a liquid region. We can see here, assuming this is as the bubble having the diameter of r, whenever there is change of pressure, it will reduce its radius. The difference between the radius can be written as r minus dr. That is, the dr is the change in the radius of a bubble. If the initial radius of the bubble was small r, then the final radius after the pressure, it will become r minus dr. Dr is the small change in diameter. The pressure difference is caused by the surface tension of the interface between liquid and gas is the surface tension. Now we are going to derive the equation from Young-Laplace equation. Pressure difference across the curved interface. The equation is another way of expressing surface tension with respect to pressure difference and curved interfaces. We have to consider a soap bubble that is having the radius of r. Total surface free energy within the soap bubble is given by W is equal to gamma into delta A, where gamma is the surface tension and delta A is the change in area. Here we can write down work done is equal to 4 pi r square as the area of the bubble, and gamma is the surface tension. The force applied to shrink the bubble where the work done is change in radius, that is r to r minus dr. Substituting r to r minus dr in the equation, we will get W is equal to 4 pi r minus dr whole square into gamma. As in the previous equation, we can see here the work done here, gamma into delta A, and delta A can be represented as, that is the area, 4 pi r square, but as it is changing in the area, previously it was having the radius of r, so 4 pi r square was the area, but after changing the radius of dr, the radius is changing to r minus dr. As we are writing in this equation, the radius is changing from r minus dr. So now we can substitute in place of r to r minus dr. The equation will become 4 pi r minus dr whole square, that is the area of changed radius sphere, into gamma is the surface tension. So work done is now calculated as, here we are just simplifying the equation, 4 pi r square r, that is here 4 pi r gamma minus 4 pi dr, that is the a plus a minus b, that is the formula. We are getting open the bracket and we are getting the equation simplified as 4 pi r square gamma minus 8 pi r dr gamma plus 4 pi dr square gamma. Since dr is very small, the dr is very small and it is negligible, the dr square is can be neglected. So we are getting right now the formula is 4 pi r square gamma minus 8 pi r dr gamma, and this term is getting neglected. So change in surface energy is represented by, that is, minus 8 pi r dr and gamma. Here we are getting simplified the equation. The change is, we will just make it minus, that is for the equation r, this is change of radius, and before there was no change of radius, this one 4 pi r square into gamma, and this one 4 pi r minus r square into gamma. We are making it, we are differentiating that equation, and we are, after the difference, we got the term as minus 8 pi r dr into gamma. The negative sign indicates shrinkage in the surface area. With shrinkage, there is difference in pressure experienced across the wall of the bubble. Here, previously it was having more diameter, and due to this negative pressure it just shrinks, and this, due to the shrinkage, whatever the negative sign we are getting is the surface area decreasing due to the shrinkage. So the surface free energy for the bubble, it can be written as minus 8 pi r dr gamma. Now we have to calculate for the force. That negative sign indicates shrinkage of the bubble. As I told in the last slide, there is difference in the pressure that is experienced across the wall of the bubble. The pressure is nothing but force acting per unit area. The P is equal to F by A. So force we can write down as the pressure multiply area, that is the decrease, P into delta P into A. So the opposing energy term W can be written as delta P is the change in pressure, that is the work done, delta P. Here in the force we are changing, the force is pressure into area. So in place of force we are changing it to delta P into 4 pi r square, that is the area, into dr, that is change in the diameter. At equilibrium, the pressure difference across the bubble is equal to surface free energy, as we got the surface free energy as minus 8 pi r dr gamma. Here in the next slide we are getting the free energy, opposing energy with respect to the pressure and area. We are getting work done is equal nothing but the pressure difference 4 pi r square minus dr. So at the equilibrium condition both will be equal. So minus 8 pi r dr gamma is equivalent to delta P 4 pi r square dr. So cancelling with the both term, we can finally get the delta P. Here the delta P is equal to 2 gamma, because all those are getting cancelled. Dr cancelled, the r with respect to r is getting cancelled, 4 it will become 2, pi is getting cancelled. So finally we are having only the term of delta P and 2 gamma. The previous equation indicate that when a spherical bulb is allowed to shrink, reducing its radius, pressure shoots up in comparison an atmospheric pressure. The equation is direct relation between pressure difference and surface tension. It is a correlation between surface tension and pressure, change in pressure. So right now we derived the equation, Young-Laplace equation for the soap bubble. The soap bubble is consisting of two layers, that is one surface is air, second one is the liquid, and another surface is again air. So in between the two air layer there is a film of the liquid layer. So we are getting a bubble of soap. Previously it was having the diameter of r. Whenever the energy, the surface free energy is utilized, it is shrinking to a radius of r minus dr. So next we are just going for the derivation of the equation. We calculated the work done. Work done is nothing but that is gamma into delta A. Here we calculated the area of the bubble, and after shrinking r minus dr, we derived the equation of work done. So difference between the work done we calculated as 4 pi r square gamma minus 8 pi r dr gamma. Here we got that one. So surface free energy by deducting both two, we got minus 8 pi r dr gamma. So next equation we just find out with respect to pressure, nothing but pressure is equal to force into area. We converted the force into pressure into area and we put in the equation. So we got the area as the 4 pi r square dr, that is for the change of the radius, and delta P is the change in the pressure. And we just correlated both work done, that is the surface free energy, and the pressure due to the change in the pressure. We got the equation, and we just derived the equation by cancelling and simplified equation, that is the equation 12. And we are telling here that the equation 12, that is indicating the spherical bubble that is allowed to shrink with reducing its radius, and pressure shoots up in comparison to atmospheric pressure. Next one is the spreading coefficient. Spreading coefficient is defined as the difference of surface tension of the forming medium, the surface tension of deformer, and the interfacial tension of both materials. So we can denote as is equal to WA minus WC. WA is nothing but the energy required to break the attraction between two unlike molecules. It is known as the work of adhesion. Next one is the WC. WC is the energy required to break the attraction between two like molecules. So we are getting WA minus WC. It is the work of adhesion minus work of cohesion. Whenever there is some attraction force between the same phase molecule, this is known as the attraction force, and that is the cohesive force. If there will be attraction between two molecules with two different phases, it is known as the adhesive force. So we are calculating the spreading coefficient. In this diagram we have seen the two cubes. The first one is having two different molecular cube and represented as A and B. A is having the surface and B is having different surface, and they are having a common surface, and the gamma is the surface tension applied between the two, that is represented as gamma AB. But in case of the second one, we can see it is clearly of one surface, it is only A. So the force applied here is the cohesive force. So I was telling there are two cubes here. There is AB and there is A, and in that AB there are two different molecular attractions are present, and the surface tension is represented as gamma AB, and below it is having the common surface, that is A. So work of adhesion, it is written as gamma A here. Here we can see the diagram, and here we are just making it separate, A and B, two surface, and that is the surface tension. For this is the gamma A, surface tension for the second block is the gamma B. The work of adhesion is WA is equal to gamma A plus gamma B minus gamma AB. Here it is the common surface, so we have calculated. But for the cohesive, we can see that work of cohesion is WC is represented as gamma A here plus gamma A is equal to 2 gamma A. Gamma A, the previous diagram, gamma A is surface tension of liquid A, gamma B is the surface tension of liquid B, gamma AB is interfacial tension between liquid A and B. Gamma A plus gamma B is positive area of 1 square centimeter A and B created. Gamma AB is the negative interface destroyed between A and B. See, this is the common surface. So spreading coefficient is written as WA minus WC. So placing the equational value where we get WA is equal to gamma A plus gamma B minus gamma AB, here we are writing in place of WA gamma A plus gamma B minus gamma AB, and WC, that is the work of cohesion, was getting the equation of 2 gamma A. So we are placing those value, and after making it simplified we got gamma B minus gamma A minus gamma AB, and here after the simplification we got the equation gamma B minus, inside the bracket we got gamma A plus gamma AB. When the WA, that is the work of adhesion, is very larger compared to work of cohesion, then S is positive, A spreads over B. When work of adhesion is very less compared to work of cohesion, then the S is negative, and it forms the globules on the surface of B. There is no spreading effect. Next we will study about the measurement of surface and interfacial tension. There are different methods which are associated with the measurement of surface tension. The common method is the capillarized method. Second one is the ring detachment method, that is also known as the Douw-Noise tensiometer. The third one is known as bubble pressure method, and fourth one is known as drop weight and drop count method. The very common method is the capillarized method. As we know that in the last class we discussed the gamma, which is represented as the surface tension, that the one of application is the capillarized. That means if the diameter is less, due to the adhesive forces, the liquid start to move against the gravity, and it balance with the gravitational force at a particular point, and it become level. So here we have taken the needle, and there is one horizontal cross wear or pageant water meniscus we can find here. This one is the water meniscus. This is the horizontal glass, and this is the vertical capillary. The diameter is small d. The box is ABCD and diameter is small d. The measurement of initial diameter of capillary tube, you can see here the needle is present. So now we will start to derive the equation for capillarized method. The liquid is taken in a place and it is a small capillary. It is having the height of h wherever the meniscus is present, and meniscus water is having a certain angle of theta. Previously when there was only liquid, it was present in a level, and whenever the capillary tube was used, due to the adhesive force and between the water molecule and this glass capillary, it start to move against the gravity. Whenever the upside force is balanced with the downside force, it remains stagnant, and whenever there is adhesive force is generated between the water molecule and the glass capillary, it will maintain certain angle of theta, and this is known as the meniscus. The height which covered is h, and the diameter of the capillary is here as the r, the 2r. As the radius is r, the diameter will become 2r. So there are two different type of forces. Those has to be studied. Some are the upward component force and some are the downward component force. Here in the upper meniscus, some amount of water is present, and here we can see, if it will be theta will be 0. For example, the angle of contact is very small, that can be equivalent to 0. the lower meniscus will behave like that one, and from this cylinder we have to calculate. Measuring surface tension by means of capillary rise method, here we can see the work, how many weight is present, that can be neglected is it is having the very small amount as the 0. So, derivation for the capillary, we can see the angle of contact here is theta, the upward force, those are moving, and it is having the height of h, d is the diameter is written as 2r, gamma is the surface tension of the liquid, and generally we can use this is as the gamma. Theta is the angle of contact between the liquid and glass tube. If it will be 0, the theta will be 0 for the water, and sometime the angle of contact between mercury and this capillary is 128 degree. So weight of the liquid of the height, we have to calculate the downward force and we have to balance with the upward force. So the weight of liquid of height can be written as pi d square by 4 into height into rho into g, where d is the diameter, h is the height, gamma it is the density, and g is the acceleration due to gravity. So in the next class we will study about the derivation of capillary, we will study about the Douw-Navier equations. Okay, thank you very much for today.